Hello, everyone. This is my third attempt at trying to do this live video this week, but it's 5 o'clock, so maybe we'll get more people on here. Maybe not. I'm going to invite good old Benjamin on the call, on the live. Bring him on. I can hear you. There's a delay, so I'm just going to try to ignore that I can hear myself over there.
That's okay.
You got to turn your up. I can barely hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can. Yes, I can. Okay.
Right.
So happy Wednesday. Usually we do these on Tuesday tips, but we're going to do Wisdom Wednesday this week, just with everything we've had going on. So ha ha ha. Anyways, I'm going to start off, babe. Tell me something you're grateful for. Why not start off with some gratitude?
Something I'm grateful for is opportunity.
Tell me more.
Just the opportunity every day to be alive and go out and earn an income for my family and spend time with friends and family, make new relationships, and get to see my smiling face of my son and wife and everybody. It's just it's opportunity, in multiple facets.
I'm grateful for the faith that I have in God and the relationship I have. And yeah, so that has really helped through a lot of the things we've been through the last couple of weeks. So I'm very, very grateful for that. I was at a economic class earlier today put on by the Tacoma TPCAR, so Tacoma, Pierce County, something of realtors. I can't remember. And then the mortgage one, they put it on to, and then Women's Council of Realtors.
Awesome.
And they had some different things, topics to share. I have a whole lot that we can go into. What I first want to know is what are you seeing out there with your other agents and offers? Are they getting accepted, rejected, closing costs? Like, what are you seeing in the market as a lender?
We kind of went over this a few weeks ago, but I think it's getting a little more prevalent now that multiple offers are really back. We had a contract come in today that client has been looking now for a few months, maybe about 6. Had another under contract, had some issues with HOA, but back under contract, we came in around the full price and did ask for closing and did an escalation, and we got the offer and they got the closing costs. So I would say that there is opportunity to still get closing costs in this market. I don't say that's gone, but it's definitely not as it was just 2, 3, 4 months ago. And that market between like the 350 and 450 is very hot still. I think even though it's been on the market for a while, someone will make an offer and then 5 other people will. And so we've lost out a few, and they went for a lot higher. It got into a bidding war. So I think it's just, you're going to see every market in this market, in my opinion, because I think there's still areas that, I got 30,000 in closing on a file. So, it's going to happen. And then that price point was a little higher in the 8 to 900s. So I think it's just the area specifically and knowing your area. So making sure you choose the right team to help you that understands that market. And then also price point is going to be huge for first time home buyers, especially.
Yeah. Well, and I really think out of the box thinkers. There's a statistic that 74% of real estate agents last year didn't even close one home or held one person in a real estate transaction.
You said
So 74%.
Wow.
Yeah, so just a little under 75% of the agents did not close a home in the nation. So when you're looking at that and you're looking at strategies or what agents need to do, reputation, there's so much that goes involved in that. And this market is not like the market it was a couple of years ago. It's not like the market it was yesterday. So you really need to make sure that you have someone that is in the business, that is doing business as well, so that they could make sure that you're getting the best opportunity and the situation that fits their needs.
Agree.
So in Pierce County, we're about 2.36 months of inventory supply. National Association of Realtors really say that 4 to 6 months of inventory supply is when we differ from a seller's market to a buyer's market. So we are still in a seller's market. I think the hard part about where people are thinking it may be favoring towards buyers is because things are sitting a lot longer. So when we had, 5 years ago during COVID and all that kind of stuff, we only had a 0.5 months, like not even a full month of inventory. And so inventory for sure has increased. But I think it's creating this false narrative that it's a buyer's market when truly, with the amount of inventory that's on, it is still very much a seller's market. Now, with that being said, you need to price homes for the last 60 to 90 days and not look at homes that sold 6 months ago or a year ago. We've really got to strategize when working with those clients to make sure that they are getting what they need. So. Moving on, I wanted to talk a little bit, and we've talked about this before too, is, there's a lot of uncertainty in our area or the world right now or the United States. And a lot of people, when there's uncertainty, they freeze. They don't want to do anything, which comes down to interest rates. They get scared because they don't want to have conversations about it. They think it's too high. 25% of the homes owned in Washington have a 3% or lower interest rate on it. And so, with that uncertainty, they're really holding on to those homes and not wanting to sell because their payment's lower, or they're scared about, going into an interest rate that may be double or triple in some cases, and not really looking at their overall wealth. And so that's where I think it's really helpful that you come in, is that opportunity to look at, what is the overall debt? Because yes, you may have a 2.4% interest rate. That's never going to come back. We'll probably stay in the sixes for quite some time. But what are you doing as far as your credit card debt, your car payments, I don't know what else you can look at to pay into, but what are those other things? And maybe you can talk a little bit on that, of how that could make sense for them.
So the biggest thing that I like to talk about is when we review someone's mortgage situation and they do have a 2%, is debt no matter where you have it. You either have it secured or non-secured. Some of it is tax deductible. Talk to your tax advisor on that. But, looking at your situation in a whole, what are your goals? Because if your home is at 2.5 or 3% and you have 50, 100 grand in actual debt that's out there, if that interest is over 12%, what is your combined interest rate? And when I go back to what are your goals, do you need a roof? Do you need money for college? What is the next step in your future? Because if that 2% isn't doing anything to leverage that, your overall wealth plan isn't on track. And having a 2% is great if it's an investment property where you're making money off it. But if it's your primary residence and you have a bunch of equity sitting in there and it's not being leveraged to help your future to get to retirement, then you may need to access that, look at a second mortgage, look at maybe selling and buying a different home, or maybe even taking and doing a full-fledged refinance, just running the numbers to know for sure. And it's so important to do a review in every facet. Do a real estate review, do a mortgage review, do an insurance review to make sure that you're on track with your goals. Because that may be not your goals just because you have a 2% or 3%.
Well, and I think some people may not even know what their goals are, right? Being in
True.
survival mode
Yep.
and what that looks like. So, and knowing, because it's almost like a secret savings in your home, most people don't even think about how much money they actually have that could impact their lives at a greater level, for sure. So I just think that there's a lot of opportunity in that. what that looks like. So we can go on to some other stuff later, but let's talk about buyer needs. So I can go into that a little bit. So we have quite a few buyers that are out there shopping for homes, and I thought it'd be a good idea just to talk about what they're looking for and the trouble that they're having. We do have it seems to be that 415, 380 to 420 price point that we're really having some hard time in Pierce County. 2 bedrooms, 3 bedrooms, 1.5 bath ideally, or some, office space or some opportunity for that. I have a buyer also 600K in Tacoma. They want to be in the Proctor area, a small yard for a dog. And then we have one 6 to 700 Tacoma Puyallup close to shopping. They don't drive, they're older, so they need to be able to commute, and they're relocating here from out of state. That one's Melissa's client. So there's a lot of different, and then one more I want to talk about is Pierce County, up to 450, actually not Pierce County, it's Kitsap County, up to 450. They want like a cabin style property that they could potentially build a shop. That's the one you and I have together. Just lots of different things. If you have a home that maybe needs a little bit work, like cosmetic stuff, not the more deferred maintenance stuff, but more cosmetic, and you just want to get it sold and walk away with your equity, that's a great opportunity. If you inherit a home and you want to see what it's worth and potentially sell it quickly, or if you've been in your home and you're thinking like, man, this is my starter home, I'd really like to get it sold and get something else instead of turning it into a rental. That market of that first time home buyer is huge right now, but they're not getting to the average price points of the 550, 575, which is where most areas is that starter home right now. And so there's far and few between these cute little properties that we need other people to sell so that we can get them into those homes. So
if you have a home you may want to list in the next few months and it fits the criteria, please reach out.
yes, absolutely. Absolutely. I'm not going to go into listings live. I did want to just touch on and say that I'm so grateful. We are so grateful for the amount of love and support and kind messages and everything for our son, Jordan. If you didn't know, he was in a very bad accident a week ago, Saturday morning. And we're so grateful that he is alive, as well as the passenger that was with him. He does have a brain injury that is healing,
Yes.
thankfully. We had a son that also had another brain injury, and the healing was very different, but it is still very serious and something that he needs to continue to get rest and work very diligently. Some of the things I do hear is like, I don't want to bother Ben and Nykole because they have so much going on, or I don't want to reach out business wise because they have they're just too much. I don't want to bother them. And I want you guys to know that Ben and I, we do this because we're passionate about it, and we truly honestly care about changing people's lives. And yes, we do this together, and yes, there is life that happens, but we're never going to not make you a priority as well in those moments. We just may not be as quick to respond as we normally would in those instances, but you're not forgotten, and your goals are just as important to us. And I would hate for you to go find someone else that's maybe not as passionate or great in this industry, when we would love that opportunity to help you. So do you have anything to
That
add to
was
that?
well said. I don't know how I'm going to follow that, but so thank you. And it's a blessing to have all the friends and family who reached out and supported not only us, but Jordan through this whole thing. Cause it's definitely not easy. Those of you who have been through, tragedy and things that happen like that. And we just are so appreciative to have all you guys in our lives. So thank you.
Absolutely. And Ben and I don't want to say we're pros at this because knock on wood, I'm so over bad things happening. We're done. But I will tell you, it is through faith that we're able to continue to push through. And Ben and I are a team in real estate and life and just in every aspect. And so our marriage through these things have really helped us get through this a lot stronger and with the help of our family to get to where we need to be. So
Agreed.
I love it. Well, let us know what questions you guys have in the future of what that looks like. And yeah, we'll go from there.
Yeah, and if you are struggling with things out there, you can always reach out to us. We are here to help people overall. So thank you again.
Yes, we often counselors, real estate agents, lenders, fake attorneys, you
All
name
right.
it. We end up being all of it, a teacher, a mentor, a coach, whatever, but you aren't alone
Yeah,
and you are loved, and don't make permanent decisions out of temporary situations. Not the Jordan thing. We're talking about something else now. So just know you're not alone, and we will get through life as many times as possible. So, okay, I hope you guys have a good day. We will see you next week on Tuesday
cheers.
at our normal time again. And we hope that we were able to provide value to you guys and continue your journey of building wealth in life so that you can make a huge impact in your family. So,
See you later.
deuces.